I want to make this team work. I really do believe that. I enjoy working at this team. I enjoy this family feel that this team has. I enjoy seeing what James Vowles can do and how he's putting this team. Weirdly, I'm getting old. In the world of Formula One, I'm 27, and I feel like I'm near my peak. As in, you can have your peak for a long time, but I'm getting to a point where I feel like my experience and my speed is in a good place, and I'm ready. I'm ready to win races, to fight for a championship. I would love it to be at this team, but who knows?
You're being spoken about now once again up and down the paddock. All kinds of big teams talking about Alex Albon. But the truth is, you look totally at home in this team.
Yes.
So are you now driving with the very thing that you didn't have at your disposal at Red Bull, which is the freedom?
Yes. It all comes down to, as we talked about my struggles and where I was and feeling tense and not having this platform or this structure around me to protect myself, but also the experience. I feel like now I'm in this place where I say, firstly, I'm self-aware. I know how silly social media can be. I don't take it to heart. It's very much a job for me. I have someone I employ who does all that for me, and I don't need to look at it or get involved in it.
Just on that point, would you mind just sharing with us, like for people that put those memes out or those comments or think it's just a bit of fun?
Yeah.
Could you just explain what it really does do to someone?
I understand it in a way because it's a bit of fun and it's funny sells. It gets views. But at the same time, I've seen it through myself, but I've also seen it with my teammates more than anything. And it's weird. Like, I get it, but I don't get it. I feel almost old in the way that I look at things, but I look at it like I only enjoy looking at posts where they're talking well about something, or they're congratulating or being inspired by something. And when it's like making fun of, like, it just gets me going the wrong way. I just find it not funny, but I think it's because I've gone through it on a different side.
But people that say, well, it's only a funny thing, how do you let it affect you?
I think it's that thing of just teasing it. At the end of the day, you're just a human. I think we're very vulnerable people, very vulnerable athletes, being young in a sport that's so much in the spotlight. And it should just be seen like that. We're as vulnerable as you. And you wouldn't make a meme out of your mom or your sisters or your brother, right? And the same applies to anyone. And I think I look at it more in the lens of you treat everyone almost like you would see them face to face, that you know them. It's very simple, but that's all.
Sorry to butt in. You were talking about the freedom you have here now. No social media.
No social media. I feel like I've got a very good team around me. The team is a core team now. It's maybe 4 of us at this point, but they protect my best interests to heart. Like right now, for example, it's very hard for the team to get access to free time of mine, or spending. They want to come and see me in Monaco and film a piece with me or whatever. They're laughing behind here, but it's true that I've got a good group around, and the other thing is purely the wealth of knowledge that you get. It sounds silly to say because I've only been in Formula One for 4 years now, but I know what the car needs in terms of an engineer. I think I don't want to sound silly saying this or arrogant saying this, but I do think I could engineer a car to a decent level by myself if I needed to. I wouldn't get everything right. Definitely check how much fuel's in the car. But in terms of like a general scientific point of view, I understand it. And the final thing, which is the biggest thing, is I'm not tense. I'm at one with the car. I know what the car's going to do before I go into the corner. I think there's a huge thing about racing, which is you've got to feel connected and it can't feel forced. Just like walking, I think it's hard to imagine, but a car can feel the same as walking to a racing driver. You can drive a car and not have any thought to it, and to be on the limit and to be able to know exactly if I turn in like this and I want this, you just know.
Yeah.
You know how the car needs to feel into the corner before you go into it. And I have that feeling. It didn't happen straight away. It didn't happen for first weekends in Williams, but I was experienced enough to create a car that made me feel at one with the car. So yeah.
Nice. You've been more than generous with your time. So we're going to move on to the quick fire questions.
Okay.
Before we do you now feel that, with all due respect to Williams, if a Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull rang you again, you could go to a team fighting for wins tomorrow and drive with freedom?
Yes, I do. I have the inner self-confidence. It's taken a long time to get there. I don't think I'm one of these drivers who've had it from the very beginning, but I do. I've often thought, that I feel in some ways like I owe the team for what they've given me as a chance to get back into F1, but at the same time, I know I've given them back just as much as what they've given me.
What advice would you give to a young Alex just starting out?
And it's still to older Alex as well. It still applies, but it's it's that inner confidence. I wish I had it more, and it's one of them ones where you can't really just tell someone to be more confident, can you? It's one of them ones where you've got to really build into it. So younger Alex would be a bit more. It's not telling them fake things and and overly supportive and not being straight with them, but yeah, I think it's that. Just believe in yourself more, because you definitely had it this whole time.